Hey guys. All right. I have spent the last 2-ish weeks in Europe and mainly the UK and Norway, more specifically. And I didn't do a ton of record shopping, but I did enough and found some really great stuff. So I wanted to show you guys what I grabbed in Europe. And total of 4 shops that I visited, 2 in Norway and 2 in the UK. It was kind of nice to find these shops in Norway too, because I really wasn't expecting to do much record shopping, and found both of those shops by total accident. When I went to Norway, it was on a cruise ship, and they just happened to be in the port cities in the fjord area that we stopped in, and 2 of them happened to have record stores. So I went in there, and sure enough, I found some really good stuff. So let's start with what I found at the Fuzzy Platebar in Molde, Norway. First thing I found, I remember seeing this back in the 90s, but never bought it. So this is a 1999 US original of Keep It Like a Secret by Built to Spill. This is one of their earlier records. Some people would probably say this is their best album. I don't necessarily think I agree with that, but I think it's probably in the conversation. This copy also has the nice poster with it as well. So pretty cool to find that. I actually saw Doug March, their singer and guitar player, open up for Modest Mouse recently, and that was pretty cool to see. All right, next thing I found. So when I go record shopping overseas, which doesn't happen very often, but when I do, my rule is that I try and keep it to things that I can't find in the U.S. or things that were never pressed in the U.S., that kind of thing. This one I made an exception for because, so this is Wicked Sensation by Lynch Mob. This was the band formed by George Lynch from Dokken. And Wicked Sensation was pressed in the U.S. on vinyl in 1990, but only through Columbia House. And so if you had found a copy of this in a record store, it would have been this European import. And so I found this, and it's in absolutely beautiful condition. So I couldn't leave it. Yeah, this is just really great, hair, glam, that sort of thing. And I have this on cassette, and I've loved this album ever since the first time I heard it. So really glad to finally have a nice vinyl copy of it. Okay, and then next up, now here's an album that never did get released on any physical format in the United States, originally from 1989. This is a band called Slammer. This is the work of Idle Hands, and this is just awesome thrashy goodness. I've known about this album for quite a while. I had never seen one on vinyl before, import or otherwise, and happened to find a really gorgeous copy in Norway, so not going to complain. All right. Next up is my visit to Shabby Records in Haugesund, Norway. And I had a really good day there. So first off, this came out on Cherry Red Records, which was a great indie label, especially in the early 80s when this came out. They put out the first Dead Kennedys record and a whole bunch of other great stuff. But anyway, this is like atmospheric new wave almost. It's kind of chill, but kind of not. Like it's just one of those things that you just have to hear for yourself. But anyway, this is called Cotton Flux by why can't I pronounce this? Eyeless in Gaza. I'm still jet lagged. My brain is only half working. I apologize, but it's still got both the original inner sleeves, and the records are beautiful. That's one common theme that I found in the record stores in Norway, is that they don't tend to sell like lower end VG type stuff. I mean, the secondhand records tended to be in really nice shape. All right, so this is a U.S. pressing that I've never actually seen in the U.S. This is from 1990 as well. This is Ghost of a Dog by Edie Brickell and New Bohemians. This was her sophomore effort, and it's very good. No sophomore slump here. If you like the first album, you'll like the second one, and you'll like this one. That's it's really simple as that. And it was funny because originally when I bought this, I thought it was an EU copy, and I was going to buy it just because I've never seen any vinyl copy of this. But turned out it was a US, and I think it was the slightly flimsy cover that that made me think it was European, but it turned out to be US. So that works out well for me because I think you guys know by now I like US pressings generally when I can get them. Okay, this is one that never came out in the US originally on any physical format. So this is called Love Prayer by Bliss, and I actually had never heard of this album, and I streamed it while I was shopping for the records just to see what it was about because I really like the cover art, and I think the cover art kind of gives you a glimpse into the music that you're going to get. If I were going to describe the few tracks that I streamed, I would probably say that I guess I would probably call it if Enya started a rock band. I don't know. It's another one of those that you just have to listen to and hear for yourself. It's really good. I really liked what I heard of it. So certainly enough to buy it. So looking forward to spinning the whole album. But you know, I'm not afraid to take chances on stuff like this. You know, especially when the price is reasonable. All right, so this one never came out in the U.S. originally. It came out in '82. It didn't see release in the U.S. until '89. This is a UK repress of The Blurred Crusade by The Church, and I love every Church album that I've ever heard, so I have no doubt that I'll like this one as well. This is a repress from about '85, so it's still earlier than any U.S. pressing you can get. And the only reason that I knew it was a repress was because of the barcode. But yeah, so yeah, the Church is essential kind of first wave alternative rock from the '80s, and so I have no doubt that this will be just as good as any other Church album. Okay, and next up, it was a record store in London called Massive International, which was actually kind of funny because they're at Camden Market and they specialize in reggae. But when you walk in there, it's a lot of reggae and electronic, house, dance, dubstep, that kind of thing. But they had a small, you know, rock and pop selection, a small jazz selection, etc. So I decided to walk in there and see what I can find. And what do you know? I came out with a Blue Note 7-inch from 1957. So this is Plum Nelly by Jimmy Smith on the A side. The B side is Getting Sentimental Over You, Jimmy Smith and Lou Donaldson. So this is classic era Blue Note, and yeah, so definitely couldn't leave that behind. And it was cheap too, which is even better. All right, and then the other two things I found at Massive International, oddly enough, I am a big fan of 70s British prog rock, and especially some of the bigger bands that were on Charisma Records in the early 70s, Genesis, Vandergraaf Generator, and these guys, Lindisfarne. So I don't think I've ever actually seen, I know they exist, but I've never seen U.S. pressings of any of the first two Lindisfarne albums. And so I found these UK copies that I went ahead and picked up. I believe this one originally came out on Elektra Records in the U.S., but it came out on Charisma in England, and this is nicely out of tune. And this is honestly one of my favorite record center labels of all time. I just love that pink Charisma scroll label. It's just so unique. I've always loved that label. And so yeah, so I got that. This was Lindisfarne's first LP, and then this, can I get this in here, please? Well, I guess not. I guess I have to do this the hard way. All right. The struggles, I'm telling you. Okay, and then this was either the second or third record. I think this was the second one, other than a little price sticker mishap up here. This cover's in pretty solid shape. So yeah, this is Fog on the Tyne. And yet again, oh yes, that beautiful pink Charisma scroll label. And what's funny is when Charisma started getting their own distribution in the US, it was around 1971, and Charisma started using the more well-known Mad Hatter label in the US before they did in the UK. So if you find a US Charisma album that has the pink scroll label, it's actually a repress from about, or well, not necessarily, it depends on the title, right? But any US Charisma album that came out with a pink scroll label in the US was from around 1973-ish. And so yeah, just a fun little piece of trivia there. All right, and then the last thing I have to show you guys, this was the big one. This was the heavy hitter. This came from Sister Ray Records in London. For any fans of Judas Priest, you know that Tim Ripper Owens was the lead singer of Judas Priest for about 10 years, from 95 roughly until about 2005 when Rob Halford came back to do vocals and has been back with the band ever since. And so during Ripper's tenure as lead vocalist, they put out 2 studio albums and 1 live album with him. And they all did come out on vinyl, unfortunately only in Europe. Okay, so first off, nobody was buying those albums, period, in the 90s. Those albums all sold like crap. And even fewer people were going to buy them on vinyl. So suffice it to say, I have never seen an original copy of any of the albums they did with Ripper Owens on vinyl, ever. And I don't reckon that I'll ever see another copy of this again. But I found a copy of the live album. So this is Judas Priest Live Meltdown 98. And this thing is in real nice shape. You know, it's got a little bit of edge wear on it, but not bad. The discs are pretty clean. And so I've got it all cleaned up. It's a 3 LP set. You can see... so, yeah, 1, 2, 3. And I cannot wait to play this. The neighbors are going to enjoy this one with me, whether they want to or not. Now I just need to find copies of the 2 studio albums, Jugulator and Demolition. But all things in due time. And for anybody that doesn't know, Ripper Owens was probably, I don't think there was possibly a better person to stand in for Rob Halford. That guy had such an unbelievable voice. He was a great vocalist. And yeah, it's a shame that that Judas Priest has kind of written that whole period out of their history. And I highly doubt those albums will ever see any kind of a reissue. You know, maybe they will. I don't know. I might get pleasantly surprised, but I wouldn't bank on it, considering how, like I said, they've pretty much written that whole period out of their history. But anyway, so I got that. So 1 down, 2 to go. And that's what I got for you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you guys soon.